You're listening to the Intercoastal Podcast, part of the Destination Marketing Podcast Network. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Intercoastal Podcast. I'm Daquan Mickens. Happy holidays from the CVB and the Beaufort Area Hospitality Association. Today, we're going around the office to ask people about their favorite low-country holiday traditions. To start, we have Caroline Bowen with BAHA. How are you doing, Caroline?
I'm good, Daquan. How are you?
I'm doing good. So it's the holiday season. Everyone's getting festive. The office festive. Let's hear your holiday traditions. I'm sure you have some good ones.
Absolutely. Of course, this is such a beautiful time in our area. So many fun activities to do. Something that my family and I do every year around Christmas time is we go deer hunt around in the area. So that is a low country tradition that's been around for a long time and something that we continue to do every year.
Yeah, that's definitely a southern tradition. You can't really go hunting up north or out west as much. People down south truly love to go hunting. I know you got a early Christmas present with your new hunting dog that came into the office. So are you going to take it hunting with you this when you go out?
Absolutely. We are training him for the upcoming year, so we're very excited about that. And it's just a super fun thing to do with the whole family. So that's kind of an old tradition that we do. And then this year we're starting a new tradition, Camelot Farms, that has been recently purchased by Fripp Island Golf and Beach Resort. They have horseback riding on the beach. So my family and I are going to be doing that this year as well and starting a new tradition doing that.
Oh, that sounds amazing, especially with the weather as warm as it is right now. In December, it doesn't get any warmer than this here in Beaufort. So to be able to go out, hunt, and not freeze too much, considering where we're at, and then turn around and go horseback riding on a beach, that's an amazing Christmas tradition that you can't beat.
Absolutely. It's very magical. And to ride a horse on the beach around Christmas time in this area, you can't beat it.
Yes. We're going to let Caroline go and bring in our next guest, Linda Jeffries. So thank you for coming on the episode, Caroline, and happy holidays.
Thank you, Daquan. Merry Christmas.
Welcome to the show, Linda. I'm glad to have you on and talk about the holiday traditions.
Yeah, happy holidays, Daquan.
Yeah, glad to have you on and glad to talk the holiday traditions with everybody in the office. Can you give us some insight on what the holiday season is like on Harbor Island and like with everybody out there?
Well, Harbor, it's I guess it's a small community. It's a small gated community out on one of the sea islands. And there really aren't that many of us that live there year round. So we're kind of close like a little family, I guess.
Yeah.
We've had last weekend we had an ugly sweater party where everybody dressed for the holidays in their ugly tacky sweaters. Although a lot of them were really pretty sweaters. And we all do covered dish and enjoy dinner together. And this weekend, I don't think there's anything big going on this weekend, although we do have, we did a pet calendar on the island of island pets dressed up in their holiday attire.
Oh, cute.
So that's going to be for sale in our little gift shop this weekend. So we'll all get to take a look at everybody's pets all dressed up.
Yeah, that's really cool that you guys do that. Something so like it's just you don't see that everywhere. That the fact that you can get a small town together and feel like a small family where you're dressing your pets up and you almost have a holiday tradition every week, or there's a holiday party going on every week leading up to Christmas Day.
Yeah, they keep us busy out there.
Yeah.
So in addition to the community parties, we have various households that somebody will have like a holiday cocktail event or brunch on a Sunday. And something we do have coming up, and it's like the first weekend in January, I think. We have a book club on the island, and the most recent book we are reading is Pat Conroy's cookbook.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a dinner for the book club. It's a ladies' book club, but the spouses are invited too.
Yeah.
And each of us will prepare a dish from Pat Conroy's book.
Yeah.
And if you don't know who Pat Conroy is, he's our like hometown celebrity. He passed away a few years ago, but he's written quite a few books that take place in the Low Country between Charleston and Hilton Head in that area.
Yeah, and like you said, in the Pat Conroy cookbook, there's a lot of Beaufort stories, and the dishes aren't necessarily 100% from Beaufort, but they're taking them from all over. but the book itself is a Beaufort book. And that's the best thing about Pat Conroy, was his love for Beaufort and the Low Country. He truly embraced it in his writing and, like you said, in his cookbook and everything else he did.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But thank you for giving us a little insight on what's happening at Harbor for the holidays and the yearly holiday traditions, and kind of giving us an insight of what you guys do.
Thanks for having me, Daquan. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to everybody.
Joining us now on the show is Colleen Smith with the CVB. Welcome, Colleen.
Hey, Daquan. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's been a while since you've been on the episode. Glad to have you back for another holiday episode.
Yes,
so
it has.
Let's tell the listeners kind of what you do for your Christmas traditions, as far as what you used to do or all the way up to what you do now.
Okay. Yeah. So we gather with our family. We're 4 young adults now out of the house, but we look forward to our annual Christmas gathering. Christmas Eve, we still like to watch the old movies and hang out. And then on Christmas morning, the favorite is stockings. And we open stockings and drink coffee and still eat homemade biscotti, which is something that, the kids have loved to have. I only make it at Christmas time. So,
yeah.
And then, we sit around and watch everyone open a present one at a time. So Christmas morning lasts forever, but then we have big brunch, and then we usually, because the weather here is so nice in Beaufort, hang outside and do like an athletic event. We're into sports, so we'll either do like spike ball or pickleball or some type of, either bike riding or something like that. And then we sit down at the dinner table and in the evening, early evening, and have a big Christmas dinner. Typical dinner includes, prime rib or something along those lines. And I always make a traditional cheesecake, which the kids love too. So, my family likes to have the same foods every year. That's what they look forward to, eating a certain meal that reminds them of home, because they all live elsewhere. So that's always fun.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear about everyone's different stories of what everybody likes to do growing up. And, we have so many different types of families here in the office, with Caroline now having her fiance, and you have Ashlee with her husband and her dogs. And then, your family is all grown up, and Rob has his boys and his kids. So everyone's in different places. So you get to experience the different stories of the holidays versus everyone being in the same age generation. And so it's really cool to just see the difference in everyone's holidays.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have a demographic here in our office, so it's fun to hear when Rob talks about what he's doing with his kids, going to see the Christmas lights and stuff like that. Things that, we used to do with our kids when they were young. And so that's always fun to hear what everyone's doing and hanging out. And we have a lot of fun things going on here in Beaufort for Christmas and over the holidays. So
yes, we do.
Yes.
So thank you for joining us, Colleen. Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
Merry Christmas to you. Thanks for having me.
Next up on the podcast, we have Linda Dyer, and we kind of just wanted to know what holiday traditions. I know your kids are now almost grown and out of the house, so it's changed over the years, your traditions. But what are your holiday traditions now consist of versus what it used to be like?
Well, it's so nice to have them come home and visit over the holidays. And sometimes they're home on Christmas. Other years they're not, but we do get to see them. We always enjoy family competition of some sort, whether it's a run or who can do the most push-ups or maybe some basketball. But we do enjoy making sugar cookies, some sort of a craft. This year we have a shell craft that they're going to make.
Yeah, that's really cool when you have a family of athletes. Everybody wants to compete and show off who's the better athlete. That kind of falls in line with you guys, and you always like to participate in the runs here in Beaufort that we put on for the holidays, whether it's a New Year's run or like a Christmas, Thanksgiving run. Even if you don't run, you guys like to walk it and get out and be active. So that's really cool that you get out into the atmosphere of the community once everybody comes home.
Yes, absolutely. And our son right now has just come downtown to go shopping with his girlfriend. Yeah, we're looking forward to having the others home tomorrow, and we'll start celebrating.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Linda, for coming on, and we appreciate you. Happy holidays.
Same to you.
Up next, we have Megan Carew to tell us about her holiday traditions and what her holiday usually consists of. So, Megan, could you inform the listeners what's your holiday traditions?
Well, thank you for having me on. Usually we celebrate Christmas and we kind of we don't open presents on Christmas Eve or stockings. I know some people do that, but our Christmas Eves are a little just hanging out with family. I've been getting tamales for Christmas Eve because I know I'm going to have to cook a lot on Christmas. Yeah, and they're always so good. But Christmas in the morning, we wake up, we open our stockings before breakfast, and then we cook breakfast, which is usually backstrap with some potatoes and onions and some egg and bacon. So I always have to send my husband out to go kill a deer or something, or get some from my dad. And then after breakfast, we open our Christmas gifts. And then usually if we're visiting family, we'll go to my grandparents' house or we'll go have lunch with my in-laws and stuff like that.
Oh, that sounded so good. I almost got hungry.
Our traditions are mainly food-based.
Yeah, that's not a bad tradition to have. Anytime food's involved, it's a good time. Food and family, you know you're in for a good time.
And then now that my parents have retired down to the coast, sometimes we'll go duck hunting now. So
yeah, that fits in line with the rest of the traditions we have here with hunting and fishing. So falls right in line.
Our office is filled up with rednecks, I guess.
But thank you, Megan, for getting on and telling us about your traditions and kind of what you guys like to do and the type of foods you like to have for breakfast and dinner. So we appreciate you for coming on, and happy holidays.
You too. Thank you for having me on. It's been a hot minute.
And second to last, we have Ashlee Hawk with BAHA. Thank you for being on the podcast, Ashlee.
Merry Christmas, Daquan.
Yes, the queen of Christmas in the office, the one who celebrates the most out of anybody.
Yes.
Yes. So glad to have you on to be festive and kind of bring that spirit and show everybody who listens what our office is about in the Christmas time. So could you tell us what your Christmas is usually like?
My Christmas is filled with so many nostalgic traditions and various things that I like to build upon. So one thing that I've shared with the office is our Christmas candy making tradition. So we usually do that around Thanksgiving, and we make hardtack candy, various flavors. You have your traditional peppermint and cinnamon, but then we do some fun flavors. This year, I think we did pineapple, and I'll be having that at the office Christmas party. So I love sharing that tradition with everyone.
Yeah, those are amazing. I always before the new year comes in, I'm already out of candy. So I just love to sit at the desk and eat the candy, and it's a great tradition. What is it like, being in Beaufort and shopping, or you have your friends? Do you guys do anything festive as far as go downtown or anything like that?
Yeah, we try to do it all, and there is so much to do. I feel like that every weekend or every week there's some type of festivity that's going on. Last weekend we went to the Port Royal golf cart parade. I dressed up as the Grinch. My husband was Buddy the Elf. It was so festive. It ended at Shellring Ale Works, and I believe that that's become such a significant tradition, especially in Port Royal and Beaufort. Of course, the parade, night on the town. But then I think that you can take some non-traditional traditions, like going to the beach, or of course the polar plunge, the pelican plunge, I believe is what it's called, or the pirate plunge at Sands Beach. So I think there's all these unique traditions that you can build upon and really add, the festivities to it.
Yeah, and I agree, especially once the whole community buys into the holiday season, it really feels more and more like Christmas. I feel like every week after Thanksgiving, I'm like, is it Christmas week next week? Is it Christmas week next week? And now it's finally here.
The spirit grows. The spirit truly grows. I know last weekend they did the wreaths, it's the Wreaths Across America, I believe is what it's called. And that is for our fallen veterans and the various grave sites. And I think that those types of things, when you see that, you get this little pinch of Christmas spirit and a tradition. And that has become a tradition in Beaufort to lay the wreaths on the graves as well.
Yeah, I agree. And just going through town, seeing the different Christmas trees and even the Christmas crab catching baskets at what is the place?
Sea Eagle,
yeah. So
I love that.
That's amazing to see. So things like that, as you're driving home, you see, and you're just like, man, it really feels festive. And know that Beaufort is not only a regular community that, invites people in, but it's a Christmas community as well.
It truly is. I'm really waiting for Beaufort to go viral in the sense of a coastal Christmas destination. I think that people definitely come here for the sense of the coast and the holidays, but I truly am waiting for Hallmark to come out with something and come here and film. I know there's been a couple different films filmed here, but it's definitely the boat parade. Oh my gosh. These are things that you just can't see everywhere else.
Yeah, it definitely is unique to Beaufort, and Beaufort is one of those places that, like we all say, it's a Hallmark town. It's perfect for that feeling, and it really encapsulates that in the holiday season.
Agreed.
So thank you, Ashlee, for joining us on the podcast. We want to wish you Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Merry Christmas. I'll have your candy this week.
And to wrap up our holiday episode, we have Rob Wells joining us. Welcome, Rob.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. I always enjoy coming on the show from time to time.
Yeah, we love to have you. And we've been going around the office. Everyone's been giving their stories, their kids' stories of when their kids were young. And we talked about the different types of stories we have in the office because everyone's in different age brackets and different points of their life. So could you give us what your holiday season consists of right now?
Oh, man, so right now it's interesting. So I've got teenage girls, I've got toddler boys. And so it's a mixture of two different seasons of life all happening. But for a long time now, for quite a while, we always go and drive around the community and look at Christmas lights and, go ice skating on Christmas Eve. And there's definitely some fishing involved because it's just good temperature and time to get on the water.
Yeah.
And that's basically, our holiday season. And, of course, good food.
Yes.
There's always something on the smoker. There's some dining that we traditionally save till this time of year. So it's a lot of fun. This is definitely my stretch. My favorite stretch of season from that October to New Year's is a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's definitely a great time of year, especially here with the weather as warm as it is. We had a little spell of coldness, but it's actually warming up right now where you can wear a t-shirt and pants outside and be comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing. At some point, I love the cold weather at Christmas, right? Like you really want some cooler weather to come out there, and it's great when it's at nighttime and you're sitting around a fire. But when you want to get out and do something, I don't want to freeze to death and do it. Beaufort's a great climate for that, so we can get out and kind of do those things that are fun, man.
Yeah, like when they did the Christmas tree lighting, it wasn't too cold to where you didn't want to go out there, so everyone can go down and enjoy, the festivities and the Christmas lights and just being downtown. And that's what I like about when I went shopping. I can just go from store to store and not have to worry about bundling up before I leave the store and going to the next store.
Yeah. And my boys love the lighted boat parade, and my girls have always found fondness in Night on the Town. And these traditions that we have here in Beaufort just have been ingrained in my family. And so we get to live it, and it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, that's the dream right there, where Beaufort, it makes everything family oriented. And it's perfect for everybody who visits and lives here as well. So thank you for coming on the episode, Rob, and giving us your holiday traditions. Thank you for listening to the Intercoastal Podcast. We would like to wish everyone a happy holidays from the CVB team. We'll see you in 2025. You can follow us on social media at visit_BeaufortSC on Instagram or at BeaufortSC on Facebook. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a review, and we'll talk to y'all next time. This has been another episode of the Intercoastal Podcast, hosted by Daquan Mickens and the team at Visit Beaufort, Port Royal, and the Sea Islands. Produced by Relic.